Hi guys, Ryu here, and let's continue with our rifle. So now in this part we're gonna talk about this magazine, because you know what? I don't like it. I really don't. So what we're gonna do is grab this face, right? And in fact what we could do, we're gonna keep the casing. So what we're gonna do is we're going to rotate it back to, let's go back to here to the pivot point and switch it back to individual origins. R control, move it back to, you know, the rotation 0 on the y-axis. So you can always check it in here. Where's the view item, and you can check rotation in this area. Okay, so when the item is rotated, you see, you can always revert it if you want to, just simply pressing 0 on each axis, and it's gonna be reset as well. So you can do it manually if you want it really to be precise. Now what I want to do is actually slice it. So I'm going to add a cube, and I'm going to bring this cube in here, which is massive, and actually I'm going to cut it from the bottom, so like this, and simply slice it. And let's see, and now let's bring it back here, apply this boolean. Let's just apply a mirror, remove the bevel and the weighted normals, and apply the boolean. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. Oh, we got this one here. We need to cut it a little bit higher than that. So GZ, and move it up a little bit and cut it one more time. Something like this should do. And apply the boolean. Let's go back. It should be fine now. There you go. It was a remnant of this shape on the bottom. We have this kind of a shape, right? So let's duplicate this and P to its own selection. Then we're going to grab this face and inset it a little bit. So you can hold Shift to make it easier. Control I to invert it, X, and delete the faces. Grab this face and extrude it down like this, okay? Now, what we need to do is actually slash it with a knife. So we're gonna grab a knife from here somewhere and press C, go here, Z, click and enter, and this will slash it across. And all we need to do now is grab these two and combine them, right? It's not even, so select the whole loop as Z0 and we're done. So now we have this loop in here, okay? Go to front view and GG and move it a little bit down. So now what we're gonna do is select these edges and subdivide them. Select these two verts and split them. Select them again, okay, and split them one more time. Select these two edges, okay, and GZ and move them down, okay. And now we have something like this. So we can select all this around. So hold control and simply select it around, including the bottom, and Shift D and P to its own selection, right? And then we're going to add a solidification modifier and solidify it outside. So like this, okay? But make sure you press on, check this even thickness option. Okay, so this looks a bit more like a magazine, and we're gonna refine it later, but definitely this is going to be angled, okay? Okay, now what we're gonna do is grab this face here, and let me apply the solidify first, and let's chamfer it a little bit, yeah? Not too much, because you're gonna pierce through the other element, but we could actually chamfer it too, so it's gonna, you know, sort of go along with the shape. There we go. And that would do. It's a little bit boring, to be honest, that these are on the same sort of height. I mean, not height, but in the middle. So what we could do is select everything across, so with this, you know, X-ray mode, and GX, and we can move it here, so it's kind of offset. It's not, you know, symmetrical. Keeping things offset is always making things more interesting. Now we will need some kind of a button in here too, but that's small detailing. We're not going to be doing it now. We're still on a, you know, sort of a rough size detail, right? Now the only thing I want to do is move this down like this, okay, and you know, introduce some cuts in here. So let's grab a cube, another cube, and bring it in here and rotate it with R because we want angles, and slice this here like this. So Control minus, and oh yes, we need let's go back, forget the cube, we need to split this into two objects first. So let me think, let's actually do the same thing. So let's grab this bottom face and let's switch this off, and Control minus, okay, and Shift D, right, and then P, and now we're going to solidify this outer shell. So not this one, come on, this one, okay. So let's bring it to local, and let's grab solidify here, and we're gonna solidify it outside. Let's see the thickness now. So that's a thickness running on top of this, right? Which is actually all right. Maybe too thick, so maybe a little bit less thick, you know, kind of like a casing on top of it or something. All right. And what we could do is actually run it a bit lower. So let's grab this piece in the middle here. Let's actually insert it just a little bit, okay? Not too much, just a little bit. And let's actually extrude it inwards like this, all right? And let's go back. Now let's see how this fits in. It's a little bit too thin. So let's go back and let's do it live. Because what I want to do, guys, is I wanted to make sure that this magazine here, see, fits in this opening here. So we need to make an opening like this, okay? So what I did is I simply insert this face and extrude it upwards. If you press E, it's gonna extrude it on the constraint Z-axis in this case, okay? And we can select this edge and actually create a chamfer here. There we go. So this one now is gonna go inside, which means we're gonna grab this face and GZ and extrude it like this, okay? Perfect. So now then we can cut this one. So let's grab our cube again and bring it in here and rotate it with Control and slice it. So let's slice it like this. Control minus, there we go. That's much better. And let's duplicate this, not this one, just the cube. Duplicate this cube. Alt R to reset the rotation, and let's make it a little bit smaller because it's huge. Let's move it in here, apply the scale, and let's grab this edge and chamfer it like this, and let's see, let's move it somewhere here and slice it, and let's see how we could align this. We could align it like this, and then let's copy this this cube again, move it somewhere here and cut it. And now we can hide all these cubes in cutter collection, and we got something like this, which is pretty cool. So now we're gonna rotate this magazine, right? Because it's gonna be rotated still. Hold R. Something wasn't selected. Oh wait, this one doesn't have applied. We need to apply the booleans. So let's apply all the booleans. It's fine. So let's now select all these, right? And R and rotate it like that. And this, this piece is gonna be fitting in here perfectly. I'll be honest with you though. I'll prefer it to be actually not curved at the top. So maybe we can just slice it to the very top, yeah. So what we can do is grab this piece and another cube and move it in here like this and simply slice it, okay? So Control minus, and now we're gonna apply the boolean, and what we're gonna do is simply grab the this X-ray mode and box select, so B, and select the top ones and simply move them up like this, okay? And you can, if you want to close this, but there's no need, but we could actually close it. So let's go to edge view, edge mode, and select this edge and the one at the other side, and simply press F, and we're done. So now we can grab all these and, move them up here and sort of rotate them with control, so they fit this this edge here, like this, right? And there's your magazine. We can make it smaller later because I think it's a bit too big. So let's make it a little bit smaller. Or we could just simply move this one. So GZZ and, move it a little bit deeper. Something like this. Maybe we can make it smaller. So is it not too thin? I think it's too thin. So S, Y, and we can make it thicker on the Y-axis. Like that. Perfect. And there you go. So this is our magazine. I think it just looks a bit better than the handle, but I was thinking that the handle was pulling too much visual attention, and it just wasn't agreeing with me completely. So anyway, this should do for now. We're not gonna do any more detailing because this would be a small final detail. We're still in the mid detail level. Okay, so that would do. In the next video, I think we're gonna work on this canister in here, kind of like a capsule or like a condenser or some energy cell or whatever for this gun. So I'll catch you in the next video, guys.